Aries, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, you have my love. If you are brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular energy, I am JT. Do come in and check out some of the last week's readings. Maybe the energy will line up with you. Like I said, Aries, sometimes these cards, they line out, sometimes they don't. Don't hate the reader. Just know I'm trying to give you as many explanations of the cards that I possibly can. I also put your brand new haiku poems right before your reading. That's what I do because I love you. Anyway, all right, we're going to shuffle up and we're going to talk about your categories. Aries, in this reading, I wish for you peace. I wish for you safety. I wish for you that the people around you begin to understand who you are, that they see you, that your divine timing takes place. Abundance, health, wealth, stability. I wish for you all of these things and clarity, that love connections come together, opportunities show themselves, okay? I've already pre-shuffled, but I'll shuffle for transparency there. We're going to talk about these categories. We have your present energy, your crossing challenge. We have got foundation, recent past. We have the possibilities, the near future. We have the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Aries, give me just a minute to study up these cards. And while I'm doing that, I have your brand new poems from Haiku Corner, and I'll be right back. Okay, Aries, we're starting off with the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And what this is really talking about for me, what I'm gathering is that you're looking at the long game here. Somebody is definitely want to take a look at this future, legacy. Let's build something together, something committed, strong, family-oriented type of an energy. So if you're down for this reading, we're going to talk about it, okay? The 10 of Pentacles, to me, is kind of given that... I don't know. It's all about legacy, and not the quick spark. Okay, you're done with all that type of energy. I'm thinking this is commitment energy. Okay, and I feel like it might be circling back around you once again. Okay, so you definitely got that long term, goal going on here. All right, it's the masculine energy might be imagining you at their family gatherings. This is holidays together. I'm dreaming about these long-term plans, or, if you're in the feminine in this situation, it's wondering, are you finally ready to choose stability? Maybe there's a little bit of chaos going on in life, and this is just forcing you to kind of look at this stable environment. I do use the masculine and feminine, back and forth. So we do have a combination of both energies. You know that. So just take what applies. You could be the feminine sitting in the masculine position. Okay, I'm a masculine, and I try to stay in my feminine position, but sometimes we venture in and out, right? But I'm talking about, I like your photos. I like what I see. You've got that family look going on here. Okay, this could be like somebody breadcrumbed you at once. At once, somebody could have breadcrumbed you at once, right? Or a time past. I am stuttering on my damn words. Forgive me. What I'm trying to get as, you're talking about in this, for instance, that breadcrumbing next year or when things settle. it's that same repetitive type of an energy that comes back. So I don't know, you might be thinking about, in this situation, I got to move, I got to I'm going to take support of myself. I am going to be the inheritance in this, I am going to be the resource in this. And so that energy of that that breadcrumbing type of thing, um, it really is just like that. It's like the gum stuck on the bottom of your damn shoe here. Okay, for some of you, this could look like a job opportunity that's going to bring like a long-term, financial security. But I kind of feel like it's that it just kind of has that. I don't know. I got this feeling like there is definitely like this feeling for me that this person, whoever I'm speaking about, you messed up. You messed up in a big way. You are the gum on the bottom of the shoe, because now there's this connection that's here, that's ready to introduce you to people. That's ready to. This may have just happened for somebody here. A connection that kind of was casual, but now it's like faded. There's just definitely something going on here. Some of you could be seeing like synchronicities, like rings. Maybe some of you are like collectors of coins or something like that. But it's talking about commitment energy that's circling you. Someone's thinking definitely long term here, and somebody is letting go of that. That nasty looking piece of gum on the bottom of their shoe here. All right, I'm going to move on though. It gets deeper. Look, here's the kicker. This is your crossing challenge. This 5 of Cups energy here. I'm going to tell you like this. Tell you with a grain of glitter. This might be the grief. That's why I was trying to say that. This might be the grief that you don't want to talk about, right? The almosts, the should have beens kind of energy. Why did it end like that? And that's why I feel like that 10 of Pentacles is so powerful in your opening energy. It just had me tongue-tied and twisted. And so it's like, someone regrets pulling away, or something like that, and they don't know how to fix it. It's that kind of situation. It could be you, in that situation, but I don't think so. I kind of feel like it's like a masculine energy. Maybe they feel ashamed, of how they handled things with you. Okay. And so the feminine energy here could look like, I gave way too much and I got too little in return. Okay. So it's, definitely got a masculine and a feminine energy here, but I feel like, I don't know, someone's checking out you know, your presence online, whatever it is, and they can't quite bring themselves to reach out. Okay. So maybe, you know, maybe they're comparing people to you, and this is bringing up some kind of an emotional stir within you. I'm not sure. Could be that third party situation. Maybe they left, some kind of an emotional little scar here. Like I said, it's just pulling the band-aid off, trying to get an idea about what's going on. And the reason is because the truth is definitely surfacing here. Okay. Something unresolved within you, it wants closure. And I feel like you're about to get this. Okay. And the reason I say is because in your foundation, check it out. We got the Magician here. Sorry about that first opening, but that's just the way it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat these readings for you. I'm just going to tell you how I see it. This is the phase where your words, your intentions, your boundaries, everything is becoming magnetic. You know, um, this is when you send a message to somebody, their screen's glitching out. That energy is so intense. Okay. This is you manifesting that message from somebody, perhaps, without even having to try, you have a thought about them and then bing, right? For some of you, this could be talking about like a new job opportunity or something appearing. Um, I don't know, maybe right after you say like the words, I am so ready for a change, right? It's just got that kind of a manifested, like, and I feel like when it hits you, you're just, I know we love to say, I don't believe in coincidences, but sometimes when this shit hits hard like that, it's like, I don't know what to think, right? That's the energy I'm picking up on. You're definitely becoming way more selective, with who is going to get access to you when you're in this phase. It's, a masculine energy trying to figure out everything about you. It's got feminine energy that's definitely stepping into confidence here, okay, and self-worth. Like I said, I use those interchangeably, so take what applies here. But people are coming towards you and moving towards you, and they kind of want to match your energy. You may notice that a little bit more. Um, Learning how powerful our intuition is can sometimes be kind of put us in a vulnerable state sometimes because we're not sure how to declare what the hell we're actually feeling here. So for some of you, like I said, synchronicities, glitching screens, or, I don't know, maybe someone's thinking of you so intensely, that it just breaks your communication. It breaks your train of thought, something like that. Okay. Just take what resonates with you there. But in the recent past, we got this Ace of Pentacles here. This is a new beginning that may have been offered to you. For some of you, you might be going, I'm not sure, I don't know. Or something that almost was offered to you. There was some kind of a moment here that hinted at wanting this brand new fresh start. This could have been your energy. Maybe you're, like I said, before this breadcrumb tongue-tied action that I got into earlier, but this could have been like that masculine energy, wanting to invest or in something with you, perhaps some kind of a shared venture or something like that. Excuse me, but maybe they were a little hesitant. For others, this has got that feminine energy, wanting to invest, but maybe you hesitated or they hesitated. Just take what applies. But this has got a new routine, a brand new project, something that took place here. Maybe some kind of a financial, some kind of a financial type of blessing may have come in, some money, a check, something you were waiting on there. I don't know. Maybe somebody wanted to just, as far as, I don't know, just kind of the day to day. Maybe somebody wanted to take you out, but they chickened out right at the last minute. I'm not sure, but I just got this energy like maybe somebody entered into your orbit, this brand new person, this soulmate, or some kind of person here. That's definitely like I planted a seed that's about to grow here. It is the garden of the gate, it is divine offering. So something took place that was very significant that may have been part of that very first energy that just had that incomplete. Maybe that's why that Ten of Pentacles energy was the gum on the shoe, right? That's kind of why I use it. It's just something didn't quite pan out here. Anyway, I don't know, but it's got something small that's going to become something much, much bigger here. We're talking about in the possibilities, this Queen of Wands energy. This is those moments out of the blue, right? Driving down the road in your car. Yep, you're the one I'm looking at. That day that it's hot as hell in the car, I'm looking over and I'm hearing nothing but the rattling license plate because you're jamming that tune. This is in the possibilities, okay? You're stepping into this irresistible confidence, and I feel like that is the energy that you're taking on. Sometimes them songs line up with us, right? This is I'm attractive as hell. I think you know this. This is physically, emotionally, energetically. I mean, no disrespect for that. You claim it. You know what I'm saying? But it's got masculine energy that's intimidated as hell. They're obsessed with you. This is the feminine energy that's definitely reclaiming the power. Okay. And like I said, I use those interchangeably. So just take what resonates. But it's like, I don't know, maybe you posted something that gets, a lot more attention, but you're bringing attention to yourself and you're not even trying. Okay. And this could be a part of that third party energy on the external side, that boss or that person you work with, that new situation in the past, maybe they feel a little threatened by you at this point. Okay. Just take what fits. But it's like, this is opportunities that come effortlessly. Okay. And some of you may not feel that way. Some of you may not be seeing this yet, but I feel like this is that slow movement, that Ten of Pentacles energy. That's loyalty. That's trust. That's trusting in the timing. It takes time to build that legacy, right? So that's kind of what we got going on. But I feel like someone might be thinking about you pretty romantically. We do got some fire energy here. Okay, we got it coming up, and in this card right now. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius may apply. Doesn't have to, but like I said, somebody's thinking about you more than just romantically. We're talking about sexually. They're dreaming about you. They're afraid of what they're about to text. Okay, we're going to talk about this near future. This is why we got this Page of Wands. Aries, this is the late night text. This is that, I'm about to send you that playful message. I want to see what your response is. You get that DM from that someone unexpected, right? Definitely got strong chemistry here with this person. I'm the one that compliments you on the way you look. I'm the one that remembers a past conversation that you forgot about, and I remind you of it. I'm that one, right? This could be looking like getting invited somewhere spontaneously out of the blue, or even just as simple as like a very creative moment. an idea that hits you, okay? It could, for some of you, maybe look like a job opportunity or something that's going to appear maybe out of nowhere, right? But this is, I want to reconnect with you. I'm going to explore this idea. You know, for some of you, you could be having synchronicities like opening windows, okay? And I know that may sound minute, but I'm talking about, this is, you go in, you're going to do some spring cleaning, you know, that summertime's coming about. So we're in this early spring phase. You open up that window, the birds are chirping, you get this harmonious, light-hearted love feeling, maybe even a little more emotional than what you think. And then you think of that person. Rolling down the windows, you're looking out, you see somebody that reminds you of this person. So just keep in mind about those little, experiences that take place in the synchronicities. All right, we're going to look at the self. Again, more fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, like I said, could be, but we're talking about the fire, that energy. I want to start something new. This is confidence in your physical appearance. This is, this is chemistry, not lukewarm energy here. Okay, we're talking about, I ain't waiting for someone to act. I'm reacting now. This is stepping into your fire. It's ready to create something good. Okay, it's I'm choosing myself. For some of you, you might resonate with the spirit animal, the hawk here, okay? The hawk represents, clarity, direction, definitely a decisive action of some kind, okay? So I'm ready to take a risk, right? This is what that card's about. We're going to talk about the hermit in this environment here. Someone around you went quiet, but they're still watching, okay? Someone is maybe, I don't know, in deep reflection. It could have been that person from the past. I don't know, but they're just kind of isolating to try to figure things out. Okay. It could look like the feminine here, maybe trying to heal some old wounds of some type. But this is I'm watching you silently because I want to reach out. But I'm afraid. I've been comparing myself to others that you're involved with or something. And you're winning, right? You're winning, and so I don't want to feel like that third party. I don't want to feel like I'm dissolving out of your life. So I'm trying to really pay attention so that I don't misjudge you. I don't want to lose you. I'm preparing to return here in this card. For some of you, this could look like maybe seeing some synchronistic numbers like 717. The hermit is kind of a spiritual enlightenment. But I kind of feel like this is representing that someone being guided back to you, because 717 does represent like a divine guidance here. Okay. All right. We're looking at the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries. Again, like I said, take it with a grain of glitter. I'm going to phrase this gently. This matters. Okay. This is fear of deception, the mixed signals, or someone may be hiding something from you. Okay. I don't know, maybe you feel like somebody's not telling you the whole truth. Like I said, that 10 of Pentacles that we talked about earlier, while that is loyalty, while that is that slow growth, I felt like there was the gum on the shoe, right? And I'm going to remind you of this because I feel like there might be a little bit of hiding that disappointment in this new project, this new situation, this new contract that you're moving into. Okay, the fear of repeating old patterns here, and so I don't know, maybe you fear that maybe somebody might be talking to somebody else here, or it could be on the other shoe, right? But I feel like, I don't know, someone fears maybe like you're too independent for them. You're in that glow up, blow up. And perhaps some of you don't feel that yet, but this is coming. Okay. And I feel like the main underlying tone is, I am not wasting any more time. Okay. Um, some of you could be seeing synchronicities like repeating initials or something like that, but that kind of reflects that someone specifically is thinking of you very intensely here. Okay. And it could be, I don't know, it's got that Four of Swords energy here for some reason. I'm just thinking that Four of Swords, but yeah, take what applies. Could be talking about air signs here, maybe Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They could be in your timeline here. Okay. Let's talk about this. That Knight of Pentacles in your outcome and your direction. Like I said, this is all about slow. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, but it's consistent. It's reliable progress here for you. This is someone returning with seriousness, So, the masculine energy here is about to step up. I want to prove myself. I went into that hermit mode, right? The feminine energy, this is all about, I want to build that stability, that 10 of Pentacles energy. So Aries, it's definitely, I want to build something real. So I'm not going to rush this. This has got long-term platform. You know what I'm saying? Consistency. That slow burn connection that's definitely going to move forward. Okay. Um, and so I feel like this may be the sign that you're looking for that's going to help you feel, solid, grounded. We could be talking about like a time frame of like the next holiday or some kind of an outdoor event, some kind of a family gathering, something here. But we're talking about, you know, growth that takes time, but I feel like it's lasting here. Okay. Aries, I'm really, really committed to giving you some kind of an ending here, but it's like, it's got hesitation, it's got rebuilding, it's got the long-term environment going on here, love, money, all those things with purpose. There is regret in that field, yes, but it's also devotion. There's fear, but also commitment, right? There's silence, but there's also definitely this preparation. So my advice is hang in there, be consistent with yourself. you know um, your passion is definitely meeting stability, okay? And where I feel like maybe that fire and that energy, this is something not to fear, okay? This is the beginning of something real here. So Aries, take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, take it with a grain of glitter. But I feel like it's I don't know, the repetitive stuff's over with. This is moving into another chapter. This is closing the door on one and moving into another. So Aries, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this was clarity for some, confirmation for others. And if it was, hey, give some love to the reader. Give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button. Turn your notifications on. Anyway, Aries, I hope I get to see you on the next reading. I'll leave the links to those other videos right here, okay? All right, bye-bye.